Hello, Nomad Sculpt, and this is a workflow video. It's about fixing problems, decimation, on quadremeshing, yeah, and yeah, clean up the mesh and the character. Okay, let's start. First, start with a new project, and because keep your main project not touched, or because if something happens then you have this original file. Okay, so first I use shortcuts. So you find shortcuts here. Sorry, where is it? I think here in the settings, here are the shortcuts, and here you can set your shortcuts. And for example, here this is a visible shortcut, and so I can also delete and clone the whole things. So yeah, and here is a voxel remesh, so I can remesh the whole thing here. And yeah, and I can also change here the lighting mode, so lit PBR or matcap, and outline, wireframe. So these are all shortcuts I use. So okay, and also smooth shading here. So I have to show it. So here you see the mesh like it is, and when I turn on smooth shading it looks like this. So okay, so then we need our mesh, our character to clean up. So I press import. I became this file from other user, Nomad Sculpt user. It's called HedgeCat. And thanks for the file. The name is Wolf Chalk, I think. Okay, so let's import this file. So I add it to the scene. Okay. So first I compare here my default sphere to the character, so the size is okay. So I'm happy with this. And here with the outline on, this is the first thing I check. So you see here there's a second mesh here. I don't need this. I only want to work with this second mesh. So I'm using the select tool here, and sorry, I have to select here everything. Somehow I did undo, I think. So I select here again everything. To see the other character. So this one I want. So now I draw a circle around this, and I delete the complete thing here. Also my sphere I don't need. I delete it. And so at the moment I don't need the lights. Okay. So let's turn on the wireframe, and you see here in the stats, I hope you can read it, it's about 6 million. So it's a very dense mesh for such a character. It's too much. And you see here you see the first problems. So also here I think is a problem, and here it looks like a problem. I don't, yeah, this is the tail, no problem. And yeah. And here is a problem. So let's clean this thing up. Okay. So I turn on outline is on. So I select here this mesh here. Then so okay, it's here. So it's yeah, like a folder here. So a parent. Okay. So I'm using now the solo view and I turn on X-ray. So I look inside the mesh. Okay, it seems to be okay. So I create a clone, bring it to the top. And this one here, I delete. So I use now this one. I start with a hierarchy. I do it a new one. So I rename it head. Okay. So now I use here in the topology menu the MISC, and here's a decimation option. So here I change my geometry. Yeah, I want more. I leave it to 90%. Sorry, so 90% is okay, I think, for the details. But yeah, and let's decimate the whole thing here. So yeah, so this is okay, and now I use a quadremesher. I think for this I use yeah, maybe 1500. So symmetry is okay. So I remesh. Looks okay. So yeah. And this mesh I hide. So I pick the next mesh and I turn off the paint. So I only want to see the mesh here. So now I select this one and I use multi-selection. I select, this is a hair, I think. So I pick this and I bring it here. So, and I join the meshes. So I have only one. So now wireframe on, solo view. Solo view, wireframe on. So I have a look. So here's the other topology here. And I use X-ray view. So I think it's okay. Okay, so hair. So I reorder here. I put it on the parent head. And now I decimate this mesh. So I remesh it with the same value here. Symmetry is off, it's okay. X-ray, I think it's okay. So now I select the ears, or the ears. Pick it. So you see here, here's a layer for the left ear. So yeah. So first I join the meshes. So let's see. And I'm using solo view, X-ray, check. if something is inside, it looks okay. Here maybe, no, it's okay. So there's a little hole, but it's okay, I think. So I changed a little bit the quad count. Ears. So I check the layer, what happens. So I turn the paint on and X-ray view, maybe so. So it's the color here. So I merge it down. Okay. So let's see this one. It looks okay. Decimation. Quadremesh. I think something like this. I think it's symmetrical, so I use here symmetry. This is okay. And the nose. So let's see the nose. Here's other topology. X-ray looks okay. So here's something I don't like at the moment, so I press the same again. So now it's better. Okay. Nose, and this is okay. Back to the head. So here is, yeah, let's pick this one here. This is easy, so here's our topology, but okay. Symmetry is okay. So here are problems. Here are problems, and this is, yeah. So let's see what this is here. So here is a mirror repeater, and so I put it out of the mirror repeater, and you see here this mesh is inside a mirror repeater, and it mirrors, it is mirrored, so we have to fix it. So I decide here I always mirror from here to here. So for this mesh I use the trim. Symmetry is off, Boolean, so I trim this part away. Name toplet. Okay. So then I give it back in a mirror repeater, so mirror, so now it's again mirrored. So, and I call this repeater eyes. Okay. So use solo view and let's check the mesh. Seems okay. So it's not very nice, but okay. Okay, visible, solo view off. So, and this mesh here, this is the eyeball. Eyeball. And again, you see here, it's already mirrored. So again, trimming, but at this thing here, I have to turn the symmetry off. So okay. Then solo view, check the mesh. Okay, so here I use the quadremesher and I remesh the whole thing here. So you see here some floating artifacts, so I delete them. So here I trim it away. And here for this here I use fill brush, or this is a, yeah, it's a tool you have to buy or use clay. So I remesh it again. So I need more fill. A little bit better. Okay, so let's use decimation. And the quadremesher. I think it's okay. So put it in the eyes. Okay. Then so this is, I think, the pupil. And okay. Solo. I think this is okay. Okay, and this here is, I call it here lens, I think. Lens. Okay. Bottom lid. Okay. So, okay, it's also mirrored. I trim, symmetry off. And here is such a floating artifact here I don't need. So let's see. So what do we need from this mesh here? I think we can trim a few parts away. So maybe I trim this here. Also here's a part we don't need. And this stuff we don't need. So let's see solo view. Okay, so here is now a hole. So I fix this hole. So at the moment the trim tool is active and the lasso, but I changed the mode to fill, and here is a front vertex filter. So you find the filter here in the filter settings. So sorry, where's my filter for the trim? Non-legacy Boolean fill. Ah, here is front vertex. This checkbox. So okay, so and trim it here, and trim it also on the back side. So now we have to do a voxel remesh. Like this. So, and I trim also this here. Ah, I have to undo and I change it to Boolean. So let's check the view. So now I decimate the whole thing. I think it looks okay. So here top lid, bottom lid. So it's arranged. Okay, so the next thing, first I hide all the stuff again, and okay, and here let's select this mesh, this and this mesh. So I pick it and put it to the top. So the eyelashes. Okay. So I join them. So here is a small thing I think we can trim. X-ray mode. And here is overlapping thing here. So I use a mask and a tap here on this mesh here. I think it's somehow combined. So I have to separate the whole thing again. And this one here, separate. It's voxel remeshed or some, yeah, this is a little, you see here, here's an overlapping mesh and here, this is not nice. So I trim it here like this. I think we don't need it. What happened here? I trim it a little bit the other way, so let's trim it here and here. Okay, so I remesh. And here is also, this is, I can trim it, I think, here. And this one. Looks a little bit nicer. Okay. Let's join it and decimation. You see here are problems after quadremeshing. So here is something wrong. So this mesh I have to check again. So here there are overlaying meshes. So let's see here the solo view, and I think I quadremeshing here this mesh. So now I check inside. I think now it's okay. So now, yeah, it's also possible to voxel remesh the whole thing, and but I keep it now separate. It's okay. And here, eyelashes. Okay. So I think the head is complete. So now I pick a bigger mesh. So this is a tail. So and the eyes I put here in the head. So the head is okay. It's a very dense mesh for such a thing here. X-ray looks okay. Yeah, fine. Okay, here, this one, back, spines, solo. So maybe I trim here a few things here. I think this was too much. Better. Okay, now it's okay. And this mesh here seems not to be symmetrical, or I trimmed it in the wrong direction. So I think I bake it and I replace the pivot and I move it a little bit to the side. So maybe like this here. I turn the symmetry off and I bring it a little bit like this here. And then I mirror the whole thing. Okay. And again, I bake the whole thing here and turn on the symmetry. So here I change to local, press reset object center, and I check my pivot, my gizmo. So everything seems okay. Quadremesh. Okay. So I pick now this one. This seems to be the torso. So I clone the mesh, bring it to the top, call it body. And here the torso, I think I can delete. So here's something. I think maybe it's okay. I don't know. And here is here's the other mesh. So it seems to overlap here. So this one I pick. So I clone this mesh here. So I clone it and maybe I inflate it a little bit. So only a little bit. Come on. And now I do a Boolean operation to see what happens here. Um, It's not very nice. So I trim it here. I trim it maybe like this. So let's see. In solo view, it's a little bit better. So I like it more like this. Okay. Mm, okay, now again, Boolean operation. Looks okay. Sorry, I have to go back. I delete this one, I clone this one, and do the Boolean again. So it should fit here. So here, a little bit smoothing, and then decimation. Symmetry is okay. Okay. So I put it in the body. So this mesh here, also in the body. Let's use solo view. I think best is to voxel remesh. So now next one. So here I think for the legs or so we don't need this here. So I use the front view and I think I trim it. I used fill. You also see here, it's in a mirror repeater. So I put it out of the mirror. And this is for later, so I'll check it later. Okay, then, so here, this mesh here, so it seems to be, yeah, part of the leg, but not visible. So I think I delete this mesh here. So I bring it to the here, and I make a folder and I call it old, or so old. So I hide this thing, this stuff. This one here. And this mesh here, I think I flip here. So I use here the world symmetry, and I flip it like this, so that it's all in the same direction here on this side. Okay. Maybe I rearrange this a little bit here like this. Okay. This is not okay, so I turn symmetry off and I put it here out. So I also have to mirror the flip it here, world flip it better, so it's all in the same spot. Looks okay. Here you see there's a little bit of overlapping. Maybe a little bit more. And so I blur the mask a little bit inflate. So here's something wrong. So for this mesh here is inverse culling on. So this is also not correct here. Inverse culling. So this mesh is wrong sided. So I don't know why. So yeah, it's better, I think, I do a new one. So I mask here the other mesh here, and so sorry, my fault. So at the moment there was the front vertex filter active, so I don't need it. something like this here. I extract it, smooth it a little bit. I think it looks like the old mesh. Okay. So this one I delete. So this is the mesh with the inverse culling. So let's do Quadremesh. Okay. And maybe I want to pose the character. So maybe I want it posable. So for this here, I mask here the leg. So, and here in the mask settings, I reset the thickness. So smoothness is off, and I split here the whole thing. So using clay brush and clay here, a little bit. A remesh, smooth. Okay. And then I check the position of the knees. And now I'm using split. So I split the leg here. So this is my leg one. Leg one. Clay here. This is my knee. Or so, and now a remesh. Okay. And this is leg two. Leg two as a child of leg one. And here we need the knee. Okay, so, and so I place the pivot. First I bake the mesh here local, so I bake it world. Place the pivot auto, and so I place it here somewhere. Oops, come on. Check the side view. So here's my knee position, or here. Okay, it works fine. So, and this mesh here is a child of leg two. So I place it here. And you see here, the pivot points differ. So I'm using here the pin option, and here so that I can clone my pin position. And now I'm choosing here the other mesh. So this one, And yeah, maybe it's also good to bake here the position and anchor the pivot. So I do the also for this mesh. So the pivot, yeah. And here I need also a pivot point. So I bake the mesh, so pivot, auto, and I place it here, or maybe here. Okay. So let's test the whole thing here. Everything moves, yes. Now let's check the shoes. So this is a child of the of this. Turn symmetry off. Seems okay. Then we need this one. Child of this. Symmetry off. Okay. So here, yeah. So maybe I fix this a little bit. So I lock the view here. Left view, lock the view, and now. So here's a project tool, and I can draw here a path. So let's see what happens. So when I project it here to this position, okay. So I select now this mesh. So you see here the small arrow here, and I flip the direction, and I project this mesh. Come on. So I validate. So now I select this mesh. Direction is okay. Validate. Okay. And this mesh here, so I have to unlock. I think this or this I trim. This is, so maybe I no, with a lasso. This is too much. So there's a small gap. I'm using the move tool and move it a little bit in position. It's the Quadremesh. First I decimate the mesh. looks okay. And this one, I go back. Okay, it looks nice. So this shoe I don't need, so I select this shoe and I delete it. So here's our shoe here, and here's our leg, and I put it here. So let's see. This is okay. Okay, so where's our pivot? Let's bake the whole thing. So I place the pivot here, or yeah, somehow here. Front view. It's okay. So I pin the pivot. I pick this mesh, unpin, pin. I pin this mesh, unpin. So now when I think I pick this here, the shoe works like a shoe. Okay. Or I put this and this mesh here. This is a child, okay. Maybe I join the meshes here. Pin the pivot. And the shoe, this is a bracelet. And this is, so here. And I put the shoe under this, under the bracelet. And here. So this is better. I think it's okay. And this is, yeah, I call it, yeah, pants is okay. Pants 1. So let's check some mesh here. So I mirror this one. So now it's symmetrical. And bake it, pivot, sorry, not, I have to fix the pivot. Here is my pivot position. Maybe I bring it here in this position here. So I put the legs under the pants and I give them a mirror repeater. So now it looks okay. And remesh the pants. And let's check the legs. Fine. What's wrong here? There's So I select this one and I hide this one, and this one is leg 2, and this is this. Where is the missing part? I think I can delete here this stuff here. Here, this works. And now I select this. Okay, I put it out. And this one. And I I reorder the whole thing. So when I select this, so let's check it. Here it works. This one, fine. And the shoe, also fine. Okay, I think pants are done. So I hide it for the moment. So let's see this one here. And this mesh here, okay. So this mesh here is inside the other mesh. So and this one. What's this? Okay, this is something different here. Necklace. This one and this one. So I need this meshes, so X-ray. Okay. So I clone this, hide it, and I select this one. So let's see what happens when I boolean this. Yeah, it looks okay. I think it's okay. Let's remesh. I try to make it a little bit nicer here, so like this here. So the two parts fit into each other. I think it's okay. I think it's symmetrical. This is, we need a little bit more topology. Adaptive quad count, so yeah, let's use it like this here. Okay, this is a part of this mesh. So baking, pivot we can rearrange later. Okay, here the arm. So this is arm 1. And arm 1 is here, and I want it on the other side, so I flip the object. World is okay, flipping. Okay. So this one here, I have to pick it out of the mirror. This is, yeah. And then it's on the wrong side, so we have to flip it. World, flip, so it's now on the correct position. And it's too long, so I trim it here. Yeah. This one, it's a part of this. And a child of this. Size is okay, I think. Looks okay. this mesh. Okay, solo view. This is not nice, but yeah. It's okay. Yes, it's too high. Symmetry. Okay. And the hand. Child of the glove. Okay. Looks fine. Okay. And this stuff here, so this one here is mirrored. So we can trim it. And there's another one. I think we can also trim it. So symmetry is on. Ah, yes. So we delete it manually. And this stuff here we can also delete. Mirror node, delete. I think this we can also delete. And so for the arms, I add a mirror. Arms. Okay. This is I put it inside the body. The arms I put also inside the body. And what's here? So I think the body here is too big. And for this I remesh the whole thing here. Or first I subdivide the mesh a few times and remesh. So now I trim this guy here. I trim it here. Okay. So where's this thing here? Body, crop top. And where's my head? Okay. The head is also a part of the body. The tail is a part of the body. And this is also part of the body. And the pants. And this is called legs. So, I call this legs. Arms, legs. The head I put it here. It's more a part. I call it belly 2 or something. So I think I select this mesh and this mesh and this mesh and also this one. I clone the body and I delete here the body and again, so I select this. Let's check solo view and I join it. Body. So this and this. So there's a little bit of overlap, so a little bit inflated. I inflate a little bit. Or better, I join the whole thing here. I think now it's okay. So let's see the paint. So this mesh here I use in solo view. So I use masking here as inverse the whole thing, and I use now the color tool to the paint tool to recolor the whole thing here. clear the mask. Okay. So this mesh here, I check here the, so I bake it, check the pivot. I think I trim this mesh here, so I trim it here. Is there a filter active, Boolean? I think something is wrong here, but I'm not sure what. Then I trim this. I use now solo view. Color off, and I check here the, is here something wrong? So this is the arm. And the symmetry here. I bake the stuff. Okay. Now we need a little bit topology back. So back in the mirror. Seems to work. Okay. So let's see our model a little bit. So I add a light. Also the nose is okay, I think. Looks okay. Nice little girl. So now I press save. So I move it to the center. Yeah, center is okay, save. Yeah, that's it. I think this is, so here I think, sorry, the head, the top lid I think we can hide. Let's see here. And for this mesh here, I think I pick another color, but I'm not sure. a little bit more glossy metalness. I don't need paint over. So not too much. I subdivided once, so now it looks a little bit better. Best is to boolean it out, I think. So also here a little bit. Yeah, but I think it's okay. So let's save it. The mesh here at the moment, so we have now 2 megabyte. So only to compare, so I move it a little bit to the side here. And now I re-import the starting mesh only to compare the whole thing. So I add a group node to keep it separate. So this is a side-by-side comparison. So and now when I save the whole thing here, so now we have 149 megabyte. This is a big difference. Okay, so yeah, 2 megabyte, 149 megabyte. So now we have 2 megabyte. And here we have now scene vertices. Yeah, 50K, 50,000 vertices. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Have fun with sculpting and ciao.